Hello everyone, I'm Chaylin Grant. I'm a political science pre-law major and I'm a junior here at Bridgewater College.
Hi, I'm Brooke I'm a bio major and I'm a first year here. We were the main part of the research. So basically what we did is we broke down owning a pet into different categories such as the climate they need, diet, health issues, enclosure size, like things like that, as well as like personality things such as how well they work with other animals, like the type of personality they have, whether they're very energetic or very docile, whether they're nocturnal or diurnal, and kind of broke that down so that we could create like
something for the owners because owners definitely their time is restricted, their money is restricted, and the amount of attention and care that they can give to an animal is also restricted. So providing that information that an animal needs to be taken care of and that element where owners can see how much time and money they need to be spending on an animal is so crucial, and I feel like our research accomplished both of those goals.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. There were a lot of issues with it though. Like, as rewarding as it was to do the research, as much as I've loved doing this project, there was definitely a lot that we struggled with. Mainly the time it took to do it. Each animal took about an hour to do because not only were we researching the animal, but we were also checking our sources to make sure that they're accurate and credible sources. We're synthesizing all of the information that's being thrown at us about the care for this animal. And some animals were very difficult to find animals for. Like, I know you really struggled with like turtles and tortoises.
Right. Yeah, that was such a struggle just because sometimes websites don't have really credible information on exotic animals, or for example, tortoises and turtles, there are so many different types that I really had to make it efficient and think, okay, what is the most common type of pet turtle or pet tortoise? So that information was really hard to come across, or cross-referencing like she had mentioned earlier. In order to make sure that we're putting out credible information for our audience, cross-referencing was such a huge part of our research to ensure that our information also was credible.
So yeah, for every like one source that we have for an animal, there's at least 3 other ones that we looked at just to make sure that that one was accurate, so we're not giving the wrong information. So one thing that like I learned on this project is like, I don't know, I feel like people rank animals from like best to worst, like, you know, you like cats or dogs like the best, but there's definitely a pro and con to every animal, and it was really interesting seeing the different pros and cons of each animal and how each person could relate to them or like wanted nothing to do with them. Like, it was an interesting experience to see how different some animals are, but like that there's still good things.
Right, like every animal is really unique. And another thing that I've learned is that people have come to me with problems about their animals. My hamster's been having this problem, my snake's been having this problem, my horse is doing this, why is it doing that? And they'll just be speaking in general, but because I've done this research without even thinking about it, I can answer their question because I've done so much research on their animal. I've cross-referenced probably over 30 sites for each animal.
Yeah, like I've noticed like when people start talking about their pets, like I immediately get defensive for different pets. Like someone like told me they don't like cats, and I'm like, well, they're just different from other animals. Like they have this type of body language and like this type of personality. So like it's not that they're this type of thing. Like they just really are more solitary animals, and it's not something I did before this project.
Right, and I was definitely an eyewitness to that conversation, so we're not just saying this for filler. She actually means this. This really did happen.
Yeah, it happened a couple times actually too.
Right, and you know, I really hope that our website is a means of reference for other people who own pets, whether they're common or exotic.
Yeah, because like there's definitely such a wide range of animals that like you're bound to have something that you end up loving. And whether or not that's like one of the most popular or exotic, like it's so interesting to learn about the different kinds of animals and like what they bring to the table in terms of like a companion. It's just interesting.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I really hope that big things happen for our website, whether one person uses it as a source of reference or multiple people use it as a source of reference. I would just like to see animals be taken care of the way that they're supposed to.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like also, jumping back to the learning thing, sorry, I also feel like we learned time management really well. Like, not that I don't know if you ever struggled with it before, but just being able to add such an intense research on top of intense schoolwork was a real challenge. But like, being able, once we got to once we found a way to actually do it right and do it efficiently, it felt like a breeze and it was genuinely fun. But that was definitely something we struggled with a lot.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that you brought that up because especially, so I am a first year at Bridgewater, but I came in with a lot of credits, so I'm deemed as a junior. Learning how to time management, something else that's a priority but is not part of my education nor required, is such a huge thing because not only is it an obligation to myself, but an obligation to my group members that I need to fulfill.
And I feel like we also kind of learned a little bit of like leadership skills in the sense of like delegating things to each other and being like, well, I can do this if you can do this, and being able to kind of guide or like each other in a good place to make sure that both of us are keeping up with things and not one person is doing too much or too little. Like, it feels like we did a really we definitely learned to communicate effectively to where everything was done evenly.
Right. Well, I'm really glad that I got to work on this project with you.
I'm so glad I got to work with you.